Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we are currently working on getting a little bit of supplies over to the New World, so that will be, helpful. We're currently at 83% route efficiency, and I believe the primary reason for that is because we're only at 92% Naval Supremacy here, and also because our convoy escort is, a little small. That's a thing. We're going to proceed for right now. I'm mostly interested in checking to see how our resupply ends up working here. It's currently at 2.85 is our current supply soft cap. Now it's 2.86. Okay, so yeah, that is coming up. The question is, just how far can it go? I think as we continue developing our submarine forces and as we continue developing our escort forces, I think that we're going to see ourselves having a pretty decent amount of supplies going in, and I'm currently fighting with my pop shield. There we go. Perfect. It's now sitting where it's supposed to be. I think we're going to see a relatively decent amount of supplies come in, hopefully enough to actually start pushing this. Now, currently, the enemy is considered stronger. However, this has come up quite a lot. And once we get these guys resupplied, I'm fairly confident that we will be stronger. So that should, I think, be fantastic to see. For right now, we could make some decisions. That is definitely something we could do. We could blow the Suez Canal. That is something we could do, but I'm not going to do that. We could also potentially work on developing some of our resources. I don't think we need any resources right now, though, other than rubber. And actually, we can free up some civilian factories because we have 28 spare here. So that would be 20 spare, and then this would be 12 spare and 4 spare. There we go. So we can free up several civilian factories for that. That's perfect. I also want to check in here on our current advanced rubber processing tech. That's only 13 days away, so that's pretty good. America wants to lend-lease us some Douglas B-23 Dragons. We'll take that. Excellent. And let's check in on our naval supremacy. Okay, we don't have much in the eastern seaboard right now. I think we're mostly repairing. So, that'll take some work. Oh, hello. Is this a secondary supply route? Also going into Boston? Oh, this is exporting. This is their lend-lease. I gotcha. So that's at 90% efficiency, as is this one, which I'm actually reasonably content with, but that keeps coming up. That's fantastic that that supply efficiency keeps coming up. That does, of course, mean that our soft cap is now up to 3.05 out of 19, so we've got some distance to go on this resupply. There's no doubt about that. If we were able to take this naval base, that may help. Now, we don't control this naval base, so it would be interesting to be able to upgrade this naval base, but that's not currently an option. However, one thing we might want to consider doing, I did read about being able to upgrade naval bases. And let's see here. This is a level 10 naval base. And it doesn't seem to be able to come any higher than that. That's from the state level of 10. And the question is, where does that end up coming from? Or is that just simply the number of naval bases that we have there? I'm not entirely sure. It may be the latter. In which case, there isn't... Actually. Okay, these are just queued up. Right. Well, this synthetic refinery, this final synthetic refinery, will be finishing up. That's fine. And we're also going to be, I think, finishing up at least a sizable portion of our infrastructure this episode. I don't think we're going to finish all of this, because many of these are like 6 that are queued up there. So that's definitely something to be considering. We can modify our government, though. We could put in a chief of navy. Pass on this guy. Submarine detection, though, that might not be terrible, especially considering we're actually making a few destroyers these days, which is baffling. Oh, we're up to 16% task effectiveness on our convoy escort, which does, of course, mean that we are up to an efficiency, let me go to where these diverge, of 95% on our supply transfers to Massachusetts. That is wonderful to see. 3.21 is our supply soft cap now. This is still going to be kinda slow, but we can see that our bar is coming up. It's almost to the tipping point right now. Advanced rubber processing just finished up, which does mean that we can free up an additional civilian factory, which we will definitely do. We'll take that. There we go. And we need to get another technology here, and I definitely want modern rubber processing. That may free up an additional civilian factory, which would be absolutely fantastic. Okay, what is this indicating? Ah, that's the entrenchment level? Got it. Fantastic. Just didn't know what this indicated here, this little icon. But our supplies are definitely coming up. We can see that the American supplies aren't amazing either. Of course, neither of these guys' supplies, so things are improving over here. Supply soft cap is now at 3.28. So that is fantastic. Oil processing has finished up. That's all well and good. I'm not too keen on getting additional fuel. I feel like we've got plenty of fuel. I'm actually more interested right now, I think, in potentially... Is there anything is there anything logistically that we can grab to improve the efficiency of these supplies being transferred? Not transports. Not in here, I don't think. Where would that be in the technology tree if it existed? I don't think it'd be in the land doctrine. Maybe in the naval doctrine? Convoy sailing. Okay, escort efficiency. That doesn't actually help. That helps escorting the convoys. That doesn't help the convoys themselves. Same with this. And this. And this. Okay, so that doesn't actually help out the supply. And escort efficiency, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's all well and good. This also increases escort efficiency a little bit. Not a lot. Is there any way to air supply? Not that we have really any air control over there currently. Not that I know of. I guess we could grab improved decimetric radar, but there doesn't seem to be anything to improve our logistics throughput, which I'm a little bit surprised by, actually. I would think that there would be a way to increase logistics throughput in the technology tree, but apparently there isn't, which is kind of fascinating and kind of awkward. But yeah, this is definitely going well at this point. I'm noticing that the Cape of Africa is still not being deployed. Okay, so South Central Atlantic, Cape Verde, Mid-Atlantic Gap, South Georgia Sea, Demaria Plain, repairing. Mid-Atlantic. That's Mid-Atlantic Gap. Okay. Caribbean Sea, repairing. Repairing. And in reality, all of these should be on automatic split. That is something that I definitely want to do. Let's just go through. Yeah, this one's not on automatic split. I want them to all be there. So we'll just do this on all of these new ones in hopes that they will immediately move and split off the ones that they need to. We'll go ahead and automatically reinforce this. Also, can bump that up to 99. I wasn't checking that previously, so we should probably go through and get all of these maxed out. Yeah, these guys over here, they did not get maxed out at some point. So we'll auto-reinforce and auto-split off. Excellent. And get them up to 99. And this one as well. Excellent. Okay, let's check all these then. Yeah, that one's 198 technically. Fair enough. 99. Yep, this one's only 57. Let's bump that one up. Okay, some of these definitely need to be bumped up. And once we get these maxed out, I mean, I doubt that we'll need much more naval power than this. This is going to be a lot of naval power, even despite the fact that this is pure submarines and destroyers. Not very many destroyers at that. It's almost pure submarine. Okay, I think everything else should be maxed out. Yeah. Excellent. So now the question is, are we going to see this work a little bit more properly? Our naval supremacy over here is not very good. We only have 3 subs out there right now. Okay, fair enough. We're going to continue outputting a bunch of subs, as well as a few destroyers. There's wolf packs finishing up. That will, of course, be very good for our submarine warfare. We're going to grab Advanced Submarine Warfare plus 20% submarine HP. Very nice. Yeah, we'll happily take that. Okay, how are we doing on our supplies? We are up to a soft cap of 3.3. It's improving. Slowly, but improving nonetheless. We currently are not producing any nukes, and that may be something that we want to change. Is that something that we produce in one of these lines? No, I actually don't know how to produce nukes. So that's a thing. We'll have to... Perhaps that's a building we have to construct? Yeah, a nuclear reactor. Okay, fair enough. We don't really have anywhere to build a nuclear reactor right now. We could, I suppose, cancel construction on a couple of military factories. So, like, for example, this location where there's 4 military factories queued up, we could remove those and instead put in the military reactors. I don't actually want it on this coastal province. In here is fine. Apparently we can only have the one. Okay. I'm fine with this. Yeah, that's completely fine. Hello, we missed that one for a shipyard. Sounds good. And then the military factories right there. Fantastic. So that'll get us at least a couple of reactors. We should probably prioritize those pretty high because... Let's see, let's get those up to max. Because we want to be getting that uranium on hand ASAP. Okay. So we'll just devote 30 civilian factories to doing exactly that. Excellent. So how is our transport efficiency going here? It is 100% efficient. Fantastic. So this is as quick as we're going to be regenerating at this point in terms of our soft cap. Still at 3.3. Okay. We're going to have to wait for additional convoys to come in. I would absolutely love to take this naval base. Now, I did read something briefly about taking more naval bases to increase your throughput, but I also read that the logistics will only use the highest level naval base. I'm not sure which is true, so I guess we'll eventually find out when we make this push. That'll be a thing. And I mean, we are taking attrition here because of bad supply, but in theory, once our supply is improving, right? It's not great. We're at 17% supply status. But once that comes up, or is that based on the supply limit of the state? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We could tell this guy to just go. It's, not a great idea. Not right now, anyway. So, we're not going to tell him to do that just yet. We're kind of choking them out on the Atlantic front right now, although I am noticing we are lacking a lot of supremacy over here, and that is actually, I think, because we just have a lot of submarines under repairs right now. And we have a big deficit of submarines that we're trying to produce, but we also stopped producing submarines on 5 lines. So that did not help us get that done in a speedy fashion. Perhaps we should begin work on the shipyards again and come back to the infrastructure after the shipyards. Might not be the worst idea. Oops, those are military factories. I thought it would go the opposite direction. It did not. We'll put those down at the bottom, and we'll have to grab this from the bottom up rather than the top down. Okay. Let's prioritize these shipyards for right now. I just want to make sure that we're getting these lines populated. And in fact, we may as well be unpaused while doing this. Absolutely no point whatsoever in having the game paused right now. Let's just bump all of these up to top priority. Of course, while we're doing this, we are wasting some of our... Well, we're not wasting our construction time. We're just spreading it out over a lot of different things. So that's not necessarily the most beneficial. This is a lot of shipyards, though, and I want to make sure that we get those done ASAP. And then there are these repairs over here. There's a shipyard there to grab. Okay. There we go. Excellent. So we'll start getting those shipyards online. Because we clearly need to be having additional shipyards cranking these out. Looking at our current submarine supply state, it's not the greatest. So I would like to have a few more of those coming in. We're still on 100% root efficiency. That is very good. That's what I like to see. Our supply soft cap is still at 3.3. I'm wondering if we've reached a point of equilibrium here because of our attrition. It's possible. If we have reached a point of equilibrium... Well, this one has a supply cap of 7.94, a soft cap of 7.94. This tank has a supply cap of 3.3. The Marines over here have a soft cap of 7.94 as well. Okay. They just have higher base organization. It's the same percentage. So we appear to be soft capped at 17% supply status. And I think that has to do with the supplies available. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that has to do with the supplies available in this state. We can start attempting to push across the river. It's unlikely to be successful. The other thing that we could do is we could take these guys and potentially think about a naval invasion to here. That's a possibility. We'll have to wait for them to prepare on that, and we should probably assume that this naval invasion isn't going to go great, but that is something we could do. And we could also potentially shift this fleet over here. In fact, we could split this fleet in half and select these guys, create a new fleet. We have a lot of those. And we can just bump this up to 99 and 99, like that. And we can assign these guys to... Let's see, I want to do naval invasion support. So they will escort naval invasions and support them with shore bombardment. And we'll do it here, 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 and here. Okay, now that's not going to be the most powerful fleet by any means. We do have some research slots available that really should be in action right now. We could work on additional upgrades to our destroyers. Excellent. And we can also... This down here, this fire control, does this help with destroyers? No. Oh, actually, this last one does. These two do not. But this final one, the final one does help destroyers. So I guess we can start working our way down there. That's fine. An operative can be recruited, and we'll recruit this guy. Excellent. We should probably be working on an upgrade in our intelligence agency, now that I think about it. I keep forgetting to do that because it doesn't pop up a notification when that's idle. I feel like it probably should. Wait, are you on convoy escort? No, you're not. You're not on convoy escort at all. You're on naval invasion support. Yeah, you have low shore bombardment capabilities. Consider adding ships with heavy gun attack to the task force. Okay, so if we were to modify this guy, that is a light gun attack. Light battery 2. This is anti-air. We can't put a different module in there. I don't think destroyers can get heavy guns, can they? Those are torpedoes there, but they have to be torpedoes. Yeah, rapid fire guns are light batteries. Oh, no, I didn't want to remove that. Anti-submarine warfare. There we go. So I think for that to happen, we would probably want... Would we want heavy cruisers or... Let's see here. That's light cruisers here. No, don't switch to that. I'm just investigating right now. These are light batteries here. They can get medium batteries, but we want apparently heavy guns for that. Battleships should have that, but heavy cruisers may as well. No, don't switch to it. Heavy cruisers may as well. This is heavy attacks here. And they've got light attacks there and light attacks there. And that's heavy attack. Okay. So they've got medium batteries. Battleships would probably be the most ideal for this, though, right? With their regular batteries here. We'd want heavy batteries like this. This is anti-air. And then we could put in an additional heavy battery here. And have these be like basically bombardment ships. Pure bombardment. FCS 3. I guess I can have radar. Heavy engine 2. Secondary battery 2. And battlecruiser armor 2. Something like this. What are we missing here? Uh-huh. I wanted those heavy batteries. Were we limited on the number of heavy batteries that we could have, though? It's a possibility. Let's see here. Design is too expensive. We're actually lacking the naval experience for it. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, we would leave this anti-air 3 on here, the FCS 3. This would go to radar 1, heavy engine 2, secondary 2. Something like this. That would cost us 29 naval experience. So that is going to be a ways away. So we'll have to hold off on that. Besides, we're waiting on shipyards anyway. We have a research slot available, and we may actually want to work on upgrading some of those parts. Specifically, we may want to work on finishing out the heavy ship hulls. While we wait for some of those things to happen for us. And yes, I am engaging in additional heresy at this point. I'm not a fan of it, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So, realistically, yeah, that's our that's our supremacy there. I'm interested in seeing if we can land here, for sure. Now, I'd be a little bit surprised if we can do this. Wait, are these guys already ready? No. No, they're not. I'm just wondering why this bar is showing up as full. That's interesting. They're not ready, but that's fine. I definitely wouldn't mind landing over here. It would apparently be an opposed landing, which isn't the best. Maybe we should land over here instead. Apparently this would be an opposed landing as well. Noted. We can consider other potential landing sites in Chickasaw. These guys can, of course, be moved into this army. Wonderful. And, oh, we've got more finishing up. Okay, that's fine. We'll continue moving them in. Okay, so, as far as this all goes, we're probably going to want to add in, and we'll recommission this battleship for now. We'll add in a battleship line, but that's going to be... Oh, we can only do 5 dockyards at a time on that. Okay. We'll add in, say, 5 battleship lines. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we'll get those underway as soon as we can, but they're not going to be working on that for a little bit yet. Okay. And to that end, I do actually want to go into the Navy map mode here, grab these guys, and I want to add in battleships, and we'll put it like that. These will be bombardment ships, and they will go directly into this fleet. Fantastic. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we will continue scaling up our Navy for some reason. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.